Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
Starting to pick up.
Yep. Well, that'll be great on live, on a podcast.
Hey, we may lose one of these canopies. There it goes.
Oh, boy.
I knew that was going to happen.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Yeah, you're live, Irma. Welcome. What's up, Irma? How you doing? We got you. Hey, we're tapped into your computer there too, where you work. We can actually see you on video. I hacked your computer. So beautiful earrings today, Irma. You're always beautiful. Very nice.
You're so silly.
Here we go. Welcome in. Look at that. Tomorrow, 25 plus years of golden educational excellence. We need to get that guy. There was a guy named, there's a guy named, and I forgot his name.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys named.
Have you ever heard of the guy with the golden voice? It was a homeless guy some news guy had driven by this guy. I think his name was Ted, and he had this golden voice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
It's really cool. And so we need to have Ted do an intro for tomorrow's promise and have him say something like 25 years of golden educational excellence. Now, his voice was extremely golden. His is platinum, gold/platinum. Mine is cubic zirconian.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of cheap. So,
Mine's tin.
You're just regular aluminum,
yeah.
tin can.
Right.
Oh, my goodness. Welcome in, folks. Hey, how you doing? Hello, everybody.
Welcome
in.
Hello.
Hello.
Wait, hello to you.
Good to see you. Kay's already going to be happy. Man, I knew that was going to happen. She already snatched that thing from me this morning.
Wow.
We want to welcome you in as we celebrate all things good happening here in Huntsville, Texas. We are here on a Wednesday, episode 208. Our good friend David Beaty will be joining us here in a little bit, talking about some great events happening, I believe, over at Grace Baptist this morning. And so looking forward to having David on. We know him from Walker County Referral Cooperative. He's very active in the community. Also slings a little insurance here and there as well. So,
he does. AIM Insurance Agencies.
AIM Insurance Agencies. I'll let him plug that as well. So we're excited, and David should be here joining us about 7:45 or so. Big thanks as we get started to Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers, online at elliotsjewelers.com. Kaye, you have some Elliot's jewelry on, right? You always have the Elliot's Jewelers going. I've got just this ring here, and I wear the old Sam Houston Championship ring. I don't like to take that thing off, and so I keep it on. One day though, that's not a real. Someone goes, "Oh man, that thing's nice." I said, "Yeah, it's nice." Man, Clay Talsworth is here.
Who's that guy?
I didn't even recognize him. He didn't have the Dino outfit on. I almost didn't recognize him. But I'm gonna get Elliot to put a real jewel in here because that's not legitimate. I think that's like a Hobby Lobby little plastic sequin. Bedazzle, that's what it is. Remember the bedazzle?
You see all these here?
Now that's real bedazzle.
They're all real.
So
That's every indiscretion I've ever committed.
No, it's not.
I was going to say, Rick.
Not even close. You made Clay about spill his coffee.
I was going to say I was going
I
to
hadn't
say.
even covered this morning.
Yeah. I was going to say Kay's going to have to go to one of those like special, back in the day they would I guess paste jewelry on them and stuff.
Yeah.
So this would be like some tribal ceremony for you, Rick. Kay would have jewels all over. Just her whole body would be encrusted in jewels with all the indiscretions, Rick.
I had no idea it was that bad.
Well, let's get and see. This is where we're going with this morning. The indiscretions that turn into jewels are good because the things that you do that just aren't savory. Guess what it does? It turns into jewels.
I am actually very savory, thank you.
It turns into jewels. So, I have no idea where we're going this morning.
I don't know either. It suddenly turned dark.
But welcome in, everybody. It's a very savory morning here in Huntsville, 48 degrees. If you like your steak medium rare, this is a good morning for you. Just put it on, a little cold fire, and you'll be good to go. Very savory steak, by the way, Rick.
How do you get cold fire?
I had no idea. I just thought of that, So
Put a little ice in it.
A little ice in it. You're ready to go. So big thanks, though, again, Elliot Herzlich, Elliot's Jewelers, online at elliotsjewelers.com, and also Paul Oley. Paul, you never responded to us yesterday. We love you, Paul, and good to have you helping us provide the space for our studio here. And, of course, we would not be able to be here without our great friends from Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, Kaye and Rick Boehning. Good to have you. I know you guys have been busy. Things are rocking and rolling, but so good to have you all here on a Wednesday, a Wednesday.
I enjoy being here. She doesn't like it.
Rick, we need to have like that. You know how you watch a sporting event and at the beginning they watch like a basketball event, for instance, on ESPN. They will film the guys walking onto the court. Mm-hmm. We're going to have that same type of intro here eventually. We're going to get a camera that we'll put as Rick walks in. And Rick, when you walk in, you kind of look like you don't want to be here,
Do I?
No, I'm just kidding.
I look like that everywhere.
I'm just kidding, Rick. We'll have the intro camera for Rick one of these days, and it'll get 2 or 3 views.
Wait,
so
I've never run through the paper. Can we have a big paper that says "Hello Huntsville"?
That would be kind of exciting.
Yeah.
We should.
I'd probably hit the door.
Well, you don't have to worry about the door hitting you because that old 1970s, I forget what Billy calls that thing, but it's time to replace that. The old door actuator, whatever it is, it's leaking hydraulic oil. And one day I walk in and I was like, why is there water on my shoulder? It was from the door.
Oh, my.
And you guys know as you walk in, that thing will slam you. And I think I want to leave it that way, Kay, because I don't want people to walk in here and be like, oh, what's this, and run out. So the door will slam you and it knocks you in here so you can't leave.
Wow.
So
And it automatically locks.
Yeah, it'll automatically lock. That's going to be the deal. So, well,
That's
hey,
not creepy at all.
Let us know that you're out there this morning, what you're thankful for as we get started here on a Wednesday morning. My sister-in-law, Danielle, is joining us. Good morning, Danielle. I need to go see my... Yeah, I know. I need that thing bad. See, it's what keeps me around, keeps me rooted. I need to go see my little nephew. He has grown up quick. I've only seen him, I think, once or twice. They're back in Georgetown. But Danielle, good morning to you. Bill Doggett, our county commissioner, Precinct 3, saying good morning. What an awesome start to a day.
It really is. I'm here.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Bill, it's not this show. It's Rick Boehning.
Hey, Bill.
Kaye Boehning, coming in there, kind of tag teaming on the backside there. So
That's after I kicked him awake this morning. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Do you ever use a mop stick, or is it just like you just like a foot?
Well,
to kick
she doesn't want to get too close because I bite.
I saw the mark on Kay's arm. I was like, man, watch out for this guy. What is the roosting time? Do y'all both wake up at the same time, or what? How does?
She wakes me up and I go right back to sleep.
Do you really?
Yeah.
What's the wake up time normally?
For me?
Yeah.
Probably about 7.
7?
5:30.
5:30?
She gets up at 5:30 and
I get up at 5:30. Sometimes
plays
I wake up at 5.
her phone really loud for about an hour and then goes to work.
So were you thankful, Rick, when we bumped this up to 7:30? Because that lets you sleep in now.
I actually don't mind getting up early.
But you said 7. I know you were joking. Do you get up at 5:30, or is it usually 6:30?
She usually wakes me up, but I go back to sleep.
Does coffee, is there any type of breakfast? I just want to know the routine. I'm writing a story.
You want come over to our house?
Yeah,
I mean, just across the street. Just come on.
I'll show up and it'll freak you guys out because y'all both be asleep and I'll just be standing here with my hands behind my back, right there at the foot of y'all's bed, waiting for y'all to wake up. And then as soon as you wake up, good morning, Kaye. Good morning, Rick. It'll be kind of awkward. I won't do that.
No, I hope not.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
You'd
want, I'll
run
give you
out of the
house.
room.
Do you leave your back door open?
No.
I'm just kidding.
We lock it all the time.
And the neighbor's fence back there is that is the one awkward thing though, is that just random fence right there behind you.
Yeah,
guys.
I don't know why he did that. Probably because my habit of walking through the house, dancing and singing.
Yeah, we'll ask him. He's Rick had a nickname in that part of the neighborhood. He was called the Haynes Man, and they have that nickname has once that fence came up, the Haynes Man no longer exists.
Well, for 15 years, that house behind us was just an empty lot, and we have a 4-foot chain link fence.
Yeah.
He no sooner built that house than he built a big wooden fence just behind our house.
Well, you gotta have that.
Kind of wondering.
It's not the 50s anymore. You can't sleep on your back porch on a bed and leave the screens open and all that kind of stuff. You can't.
That might be the problem.
Hey, so what do people? Here's something I wanted to ask this morning. Maybe our audience can chime in on this. Yeah, why does it? The perfect example. The other morning, it was like 2 a.m. Our power goes out, as it always does. One drop of rain in Elkins, and the power goes out.
Or the squirrel farts.
Yeah, the squirrel. Something happens.
I don't think that's probably appropriate to say.
No, she said the squirrel has parted, is what she said. Parts. The squirrel parts.
We have a flatulent squirrel.
Yes, it's a flatulent squirrel. But gosh, I don't even know where we're going today on this. Hold on, let's clear the air here for a minute.
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
So here's the story. Though. Anytime there's a drop of rain, everything just seems to fall apart in the neighborhood. I'll get into something a little bit later about why it's falling apart right now. It involves a construction crew and city workers every other day, and it's not the city's fault. But it was the strangest thing. The power goes out, and it was a little cool outside, so I decided, and it was raining. And so I decided, hey, let's just open up the windows. And I don't have one of those fancy Generac generators. You guys have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Can you hear it when it comes on?
Yes, the whole neighborhood. It sounds like it's about to take off. As soon as the power goes out, that's all you hear. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's good white noise for the children. They sleep right through it. But we opened the windows. It was beautiful. It was raining. But here's where I was getting at. You hear so many stories of people that open up their windows whenever it's springtime and lets all that fresh air in. The air isn't fresh. Everything in your house starts stinking. Why is that?
Flatulent squirrel.
Everything in that. I mean, we were like, this is nice. It's raining outside. The air feels nice. I opened the window, and by morning, the power finally comes back on. I think it was around 7 a.m., which, by the way, knocked our Spirit radio offline. That's why it's been off for a couple of days. And
so that's why I couldn't hear it driving back from Oklahoma?
Yeah, I didn't want to make a public announcement, a public proclamation of that. But it literally, the power knocked us out, and so we had to rebuild that system. But, man, like for 2 days, we had to wash the bed sheets and everything because it just stunk up the whole bedroom. And you would think, okay, I'm letting in this nice air, but the air don't smell. I guess what I'm saying is the air just don't smell good like it used to. Is that a valid statement? Did the air in the 50s smell better than the air in the 2020s?
Well, I was only around for about a year, but I think it was better.
Yeah, so I have no idea. That's the question of the morning. Here is the question. We're going to do something today, and we'll probably not remember to do it tomorrow. New thing that we're only going to start today, and it will end today. Do you open the windows to your home to freshen out your house? Quote, unquote, freshen out your house. Are you the person that opens the windows, or do you leave them shut? Are you a shut-in? Do you leave everything shut? You said, I ain't got time for that. I don't want any air coming into my house from outside.
I barely open the door to people I know.
Or you don't even open the door at all at Halloween. Go over there, knock on the door, nobody answers.
Why didn't you call me?
Nobody answers. The lights were on.
I thought the door was open.
I see like this little poof of hair, and I know it's Rick's because it's this real straight comb to the side hair. I see it kind of poke up over the window of the door, and then it goes back down, and it's like a little rat scurrying back under the couch.
Flatulent squirrel.
Yeah, a little flatulent squirrel. So, anyways, let us know you're there this morning. Let us know what you're thankful for. We got some great friends in studio. Man, it looks like we got some Skittles to give away today. Is this Clay Talsworth over at 0 Degree Candy has blessed us with some Skittles this morning, and thank you for doing that on Rick and Kaye's day, so they can't win. New rule on the show is I can win. It's a new rule.
Really?
Yeah, new rule. So whatever comes in, I decide if that day I'm going to win or not. Today, I think I may win.
You noticed how quick I snatched that in your hands, right?
Yeah, you took
You
it
know,
quick.
Clay put this over here right in front of me.
Yeah, he did. So just kidding. No rule. I'm not gonna
Oh,
cheat.
okay.
There's no rule, no cheating going on. All that's good. Well, David Beaty is here. He is blessing us with his presence. We're going to talk about some great events happening at Grace Baptist Church this morning. Appreciate David being here. We'll have him here in just a few moments. And hey, I want to remind you as we get started this morning, please hit that like button. Also hit share and help us spread the joy of all the great things happening in Huntsville. There is something going on at the Wynn home, and I need to be better in tune. I want to invite those folks over sometime. Because it's such an awesome resource that we have here, part of our culture and heritage and the arts community as well. But they are having a glaze a bowl. Now, hold up, Colorado people. We're not talking that kind, okay? We're not talking that kind. Glaze a bowl. They need your help. And there are lovely handmade ceramic bowls that need to be glazed. This is a free workshop, no experience necessary. Rick, you and I should go do this.
I've actually glazed a bowl before.
You've
Like 50, 60 years ago, but I did it.
I don't want this to go where it shouldn't, but this sounds like something from like Woodstock back in the day. Hey man, what's up, man? I just glazed a bowl. It's a new. Yeah.
Oh, my. No.
Poor Kaye over here is right in the middle of all this morning.
It's okay, honey. You'll survive.
Anyways, glaze a bowl happening. No experience necessary. Registration is required. They did this yesterday. They did it over the weekend. I know some more Leap ambassadors were there as well from Sam Houston State University. But today, the final day to do this, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., and you can register at thewynnhome.com, WYNNE home.com, and this will go to help their efforts and what they do at the Wynn home here in Huntsville. So, have you did this before, Kaye?
No, I haven't done it before, but I know about it.
You know, we've gotten bowls here before.
I think so.
Yeah, they have some sort of thing where you can buy a bowl.
They buy a cup of soup or bowl of soup or something.
No, it's just a bowl. I know, I licked it. There was nothing in it.
Rick's like, where's the food at, man? Come on. Give me a break here this morning. Oh, goodness. Well, anyways, that's going on. So a great event here to start your day. Hey, today going to be clear skies, 70 degrees. They did say actually clear this morning. Let me correct myself. Clear this morning. Clouds are going to roll in a little bit later on this afternoon. 70 degrees the high today. And then rain returns to the forecast tomorrow. So if you're getting up and about this morning, got to be at work at 8 o'clock, you got 11 minutes before you get fired. Make sure that you throw on a light jacket and you will be just fine. I put a jacket on Braylon. She didn't want nothing to do with it. I had on boots and socks. She did not want anything to do with it. As soon as we got in the car, she took the jacket off. Right before I buckled her in, she was screaming. I said, okay, take it off. You don't want it. She had the boots on. She ripped them off, ripped the socks off, and said, Daddy, my sandals, please. She was respectful. She said, Daddy, my sandals, please. I gave her sandals. She was good to go. And she's like, I think maybe some of that Fargo effect took hold of her because she doesn't seem like she gets cold. And she knows cold and hot now. Like when we got in the truck yesterday, she hung out with me yesterday because she was better yesterday. But, you got to be 24 hours before you're fever free. So she was hanging out at church with me yesterday. We got in the truck and she goes, Daddy, my back's hot. It's hot. And it was. The car seat was pretty hot. So maybe that's some Wednesday wisdom, on the other side too, is make sure that your vehicle is not scorching hot when you get in, and be mindful of the plastics on those kids' car seats or children, depending on what kind of parent you are. You could be a kid or a child, but make sure those car seats are cool, okay?
Yeah.
So
Ask Kay. I helped raise her children.
Rick still has some burns on his arms.
That's right.
From
Well,
him
she
getting
puts me in
hot-
my car
hot leather,
seat, buckles me in.
Yeah. Do you go?
Don't do that.
It's too tight. Pull it. Just loosen it up, please, Kaye.
Yeah, she doesn't do it.
He would say, honey. He would say, please, honey, it's too tight. Loosen
She's
it
got
up.
a windlass on there.
All right, friends. We'll take our first break. We are giving away. Let's give away those Skittles today. They came in, so we're going to give away a. Rick, hold those up for us real quick. This is what we're giving away today. Well, Rick just ate them all. Man, that was the quickest eating I've ever seen. This is a good value, too. I mean, these things are the best. This is the best Skittles you will ever eat in your life. Why?
Clay, what value is this?
I think it's like $35, right?
Sell them for 30, but I think the value is around 40.
30? Yeah, sells them for 30 or so, and there you go. It is the
This is more than I make in a year.
yeah, right there. So the Skittles are coming. And we're going to give those away today. If you've never had freeze-dried candy, you're in for a treat. And Clay and 0 Degree, they do such a great job. He's staying busy, man. That machine, the machines that he runs, they never turn off, I would bet. They go 25/8. 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, right? Clay?
Wow, he's not on the same planet we are.
Yeah, he had to make an extra day. Well, the extra day was for cleaning is what it is. So, they run 7 days a week, and on the 8th day, they clean them. So 366 days in a year now. What would that be, Clay? It would be more than that, yeah. So he's created time. He's a genius.
He's got 8 days a week.
He's 8 days and 25 hours a day. He's a genius.
52 extra days in the year.
All right, we'll take our first break. We got your national news, a word from our sponsors. Continue to let us know that you're out there this morning. A lot of folks already chiming in today. And to keep those comments coming, we will have that keyword. So look at it on the screen, and we're going to do that today. So the keyword is on the screen. It is thankful, but all you have to do is text that in on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line at 936-339-0139. We'll be back in a moment. David Beaty joins us on the other side from Grace Baptist. This is your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville. Stay with us.
USA News, I'm Ryan Daniels. Former President Trump is planning to appeal his immunity case all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. That after a Democrat-appointed D.C. appeals court ruled against his immunity claims related to the federal election interference charges filed against him for allegedly trying to plot and overturn the 2020 election result. Trial in the case had originally been set for March 4th, but is likely to be pushed back now as the immunity issue takes time to be resolved in the courts. Meanwhile, a group of Republican politicians in Washington is banding together, saying they do not believe the former president at any point took part in an insurrection against the U.S. A resolution in Congress is signed by several of them.
The biggest danger is the weaponization of government that's taken place in an effort to prevent President Trump from ever being president again.
Texas Congressman Ronnie Jackson. The U.S. Supreme Court is set to consider separate cases about whether former President Trump violated a Civil War-era clause of the 14th Amendment disqualifying any who rise up against the U.S. government from seeking elected office. A landmark bipartisan immigration and foreign aid deal now faces tough sledding in the U.S. Senate. Republican Minority Leader Mitch McConnell with reporters after a meeting with some of the leaders who authored the bill.
We had a very robust discussion about whether or not this product could ever become law.
Democratic Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer blamed hardline Trump allies in the GOP for scuttling the deal.
They were quaking at the knees at the fear of Donald Trump.
Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson declared the border deal dead on arrival in the U.S. House after text of the measure was released Sunday. He says it does not do enough to deter illegal border crossings. Tucker Carlson, the former Fox News host, is revealing that he will soon release an interview with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The announcement follows Carlson being cited numerous times in Moscow over the weekend. This is USA News.
A toast to our new college grad who fills us with so much joy, almost as much as when we're in our RV. Oh, the world is your oyster, kiddo, and ours too. Now that we're covered with Progressive, Dad and I can hop in our RV anytime we want. Might even splurge on a retractable awning. Ooh, look out. Sorry, what was I talking about?
Protect your loved one with an RV policy from Progressive. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
Have you heard of Google, Amazon, or Wikipedia? Their founders were all Montessori students. Montessori is the only educational method developed by a doctor using the scientific method for what was best for the child. Come check out our award-winning childcare schools at Tomorrow's Promise. Did you know that 90% of brain development happens the first 5 years of life? Early childhood education is the most important time of life. Come find out what makes us different and why we are now adding a third location. Visit tpms.life for more information. Education you can trust.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
All right, friends, back at it time now. A little Boeing 757. Hey, we got a guy who flies in here with us. Man,
not a 757 by any means. Those are, as I told Rick, those are just aluminum tubes.
We have a 757 on the money. It seems like when Rick and Kaye are here, I always hit this coming back at 757. Little 57 Heinz ketchup for you. And Learning RX has helped me tremendously. I'll introduce David here in just a second. Learning RX has helped me tremendously because I won't give away what it is, but there is a code when I come into tomorrow's promise that I have to drop off Braylon. They have everything very secure. You got to put a code on the door, and I've remembered that. Thank you, Learning RX. Lisa Branch, Lisa over there has helped me out, and Lisa Roberts, who's been my trainer. But there's also another code you got to put in when you check in the child. And I started thinking of things like a Boeing 757. There were some numbers in there, and I came up with this little formula in my head that's how I remembered Braylon's login number. So there you go. So for some reason, I thought about that this morning. And David Beaty's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Rob, but welcome in. So Brother Beaty in the house today. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to be here.
Yeah, David is the pastor at Grace Baptist Church, and some great things happening over at Grace Baptist, and we want to highlight all the good things. And I've always said this, David, there's so many great churches in our community with what you guys do and so many others. And I've always said as long as the churches believe in Jesus and believe that our salvation comes from him and him alone, then we're all in the same race together. And so when David approached me, he said, hey, can I come on the show? I said, man, you bet, because our goal and our mission in life as Christians is to bring as many people to the Lord as we possibly can to save them. And, the great opportunity here in Huntsville, I really feel like God is moving and some great things are happening here in our community. And every church has their place where every church, I believe, is one church. But there's different things that churches do, and that's why it's so important that we have so many different churches so people have a place that they feel at home. And, David, 15 wonderful years coming up this Sunday for you. Before we talk about that, which is so important and so great and why we wanted to have you on this morning, I know we've had you before, but maybe give us a little rundown, just a little bit about you, your journey here to Huntsville, maybe some flight lessons for us. Let us know the David Beaty story, my friend.
So we moved down here from Washington State. I had been pastoring or assistant pastor of one or the other for about 16 years out in Washington State.
Was it a Baptist church?
Baptist.
Because you don't hear of a lot of Baptist churches in that area, do you?
It's Washington and Oregon are considered the most unchurched states in the contiguous United States.
Yes, sir.
I think Alaska has them beat a little bit on that, but not anything to wear.
Yeah, I got you.
We're unchurched, but no. But I found that as I've traveled the world that it doesn't. People are the same. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest differences, and my fellow Texans don't get mad at me on this, but one of the biggest differences between Washington and Texas is when I'd go visit somebody and invite them to church. In Washington, they just flat out tell me, no, I'm not interested, I'm not going to go. And Texas says, oh, we'll be there Sunday. No, they won't.
And it's hard to even lure them in with barbecue now and free food.
Right.
Back in the day, you could say we're having a potluck. We got some barbecue. By the way, on Friday, the Little Smokies will be here. You could lure them in with the Little Smokies. You know, that doesn't work too well anymore, David. So this journey from Washington, you were pastoring there for many years. How did all that transition kind of happen here to get to Huntsville?
Sure. I do need to say that Washington State is where I got my private pilot's license.
Okay.
Since we're talking about flying, well, you know.
Yeah, sure.
And then, but I have been checked out down here too. They'll let me fly down here too. That's nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Wade over at the airport says I'm good.
Gives you the thumb up.
Yep.
Great.
At least he lets me rent his airplane. So, you know, I guess that's a thumb up, right?
Yeah, that is. Yes, sir.
But, well, I'd been out there for 16 years. My family, my wife and her family and my family all lived in Texas. And we'd prayed for 8 years or more that God, if you'd allow us to go to Texas to be closer to family, we'd love that opportunity. And there was a couple times it looked like it was going to happen, and it didn't happen. We weren't going to kick any doors in. We're just letting God move. Mm-hmm. And just out of the blue, as we'd call it, luck, happen, chance. But it's obviously God's providence. Mm-hmm. One day, I was online and saw Grace Baptist Church of Huntsville, Texas, was looking for a pastor, and they'd been without a pastor for 2 years.
Wow!
And I hadn't seen that in 2 years, and then just all of a sudden it shows up one day, and it was right at the right time. And that's always the way it is with God. It's always and God's timing is the right timing.
Amen. Yes, sir.
And I came down and candidated around Thanksgiving time of 2008, and they went ahead and called me to ask me if I'd come be their pastor. I prayed about it some more and agreed to come down here. Said, but I do need to sell my house in Washington before I moved down. And so it wasn't until 2009, and I'm sitting there in Washington doing nothing. I said, why am I sitting here doing nothing? So let's just go ahead and move. And so February 8th of 2009 was our first Sunday. Had an installation Sunday, and the rest has been for 15 years. It's been a great blessing.
It's been an incredible journey, and David, we're so blessed. I mean, there's so many people in this community that love on people and that help people, and you're one of those tremendous men. I always have so much joy talking to you, David, and just hearing the good things that God is doing in your life. And you've been a friend to so many here in Huntsville. An incredible asset to our community, involved in organizations like our Walker County Referral Cooperative that Kaye and Rick and I are in, and active in the chamber, and just all around good guy. And we need good guys in our community. We've got a lot of them, and David, you're one of them. These 15,
well, my wife might argue whether I'm good or not.
Yeah, that's understandable. Bridget does the same with me, and Rick probably the same. Rick may have that too. Yeah. So, well, David, 15 years of this journey here in Huntsville. What are some of the great things that you've seen the Lord, do, not just in your life, but throughout the congregation there at Grace Baptist and through this community?
Well, when we talk about what are the great things, we can put things in man's estimation, but maybe one of the greatest things happened just this past week. And my son and I went out, and on a Wednesday evening, I try to go out and make some visits and try to meet new people and that sort of thing. And this couple Wednesdays ago now, I was just out. Actually, no, just a week ago, I was driving around saying, "Who can I be a blessing to? What can I do?" And I went over to Kroger gas station, and then I drove over to Freddy's, and I saw a man and his wife there changing their tire. I said, "Let me see what I can do to help." And so I jumped out and parked and jumped out and started helping them with changing their tire. And he's a young man. He's strong. I'm not really that much of a help, but there were some things that I had from wisdom that he was able to help him out with the little things on that.
You're like, turn the bolt to the left, not to the right, young man.
That's it. Well, they had a locking lug on there that he'd never seen before.
Oh yeah, and you got to have the special one in the.
They had just bought that car that day.
Oh goodness!
And they said, where is that?" I said, "It's probably in your glove box." And they looked, and sure enough, the locking lug key was in the glove box.
Wow.
And so we, got the tire changed, but then their spare was flat. And so I was able to go home, get my little air pump and aired up their tire. But the best part of it, they had 4 kids in the back of their van. And this is not, congratulate David Beaty. I'm telling what God did.
You are, yeah.
But I went on my way to get my air pump, I stopped by Little Caesars and bought 3 pizzas and took back, and we got to go sit down with the kids and said, hey, he said, how much do I owe you? I said, how about let me give you a 20-minute Bible study? And we sat there, the kids eating pizza, and the entire family got to trust Christ as their Savior.
Wow, David.
And that, those are the kind of things. We have...
That's giving me goosebumps, man, honestly. I mean, that's just so wonderful
It was just, beautiful family. And Lord willing, I told them about this coming Sunday where we're celebrating our 15th anniversary. We're going to have a potluck dinner, fried chicken and brisket and all the fixings to go along with it. And they say, yeah, we'll be there. And so Lord willing, we'll see that family there, Robert and RJ and just the, beautiful family. And so, but, we've had a lot of, we're a small church, but God has given us great ministries. We've been involved in the prison ministry, of course, this is Huntsville, so we're involved in the prison ministries. Took a couple years off here during this last couple of years for unknown reasons. But we actually on the 18th, so this Sunday is our 15th anniversary. On the 18th, one of the men in my church and I are going back to prison. And for 5 years as I've been the pastor here, I did time in prison as a chaplain. I did 5 years, and so it's been 5 years now. Now I've been out for 5 years. It's been 5 years. I'm going back on the 18th to the Ferguson unit. We're going to start doing Bible studies at the trustee camp of Ferguson unit.
That's wonderful, David. You said something that's so important. I think sometimes. People get wrapped up in the numbers, and I'm always encouraged by this, and I heard a pastor say this, and it's so true, and I know that you'll relate and agree to this, that Jesus came for the one person, and that one person is you, that one person is me, that one person is you right now that's hearing my voice, that one person is you right now that's seeing this broadcast, that one person is you that's going back watching this at a later date, and now you think of a world of 7 billion people. And there was a gentleman by the name of John. He's 92 years old and came in and taught a Bible study to us a couple of months ago. And it made me to start thinking, David. He said, God, he didn't say I. He said, God wakes me up every morning at 3 a.m. And he said, how awesome is it that out of 7 billion people in the universe that I get to have a one-on-one relationship with him?
Yes.
And he goes, and how awesome is it that you can have that same relationship? And I'll never forget a pastor talking about saying he came for that one person. And he said, if I preached for 100 years, if God gave me the strength and the endurance and the longevity to preach for 100 years, out of all the people that I ministered, obviously I would want to get more. But if I only got one, he goes, it would have been worth it. And that's maybe the message and the encouragement today, David. Somebody's watching this morning that feels like they're inadequate. They feel like that they're not worthy. The reality is we're not worthy. But the good news is we had a Savior die for us, and it's God's Son and Jesus who came and died for us. And it's that one person today that I think their life is going to be dramatically changed. And I'm so glad that you mentioned it doesn't matter if you got a church of 1,000 people, 10,000 people, or you got a congregation of 1 or 5. It's that one person that makes all the difference.
Right. That's Kaye with the Imagination Library that she does with Dolly Parton and every book that goes out has Jesus Loves You on it, and that's her contribution to reaching that one. And it's all that great things. A while back, you remember you had Tim Pledger on. That's another one of the great things that our church has been able to do. When he was here that weekend, he told us about an opportunity where there's a couple of pastors in Africa that had a desire and a need to start a church in small communities, tribal communities is what they'd be. And our church was able to take on starting 2 churches. And just small church, but God's allowed us to do great things.
Amen. Yeah, that's good. Well, 15 years, David Beaty at Grace Baptist here in Huntsville, a great congregation to be a part of. David, maybe give us a little rundown of, I know you mentioned the food, but kind of what does that Sunday service look like on this 15th annual or 15th celebration?
Sure. Okay. So, well, it's on the 11th. It's 11 on the 11th. So that's easy to remember, right? 11/11?
Yeah.
The 11th at 11 o'clock will be the main service. I have a free gift, just a memento gift for everybody in attendance that day. My church folk my wife knows what it is. My kids they know what it is, but for the most part, my church folk just know it's a white box. Just a white box, but there's a special gift in there for everybody in attendance that Sunday. And of course the meal. I'm going to be preaching on the crystal sea. Now, can I tell a stupid, corny joke that my family didn't even get, and they said, quit telling it.
Just tell it, David. We
right.
know you got them.
So, you remember a few years back, there were memes going out on Facebook. This is what my boss thinks I do. This is what my wife thinks I do.
And this is what I really do.
This is what I really do. Yeah. And so I did one of those for being a pastor. I said, what my congregation thinks I do, and I had a time clock that 1 hour.
Yeah.
That's what I do, just 1 hour. What my mom thinks I do, I walk on water, heal the sick, and raise the dead.
Yeah.
What my wife thinks I do, kick my feet up on the desk and on Facebook all day long. And so what I really do, kick my feet up on the desk and on my Facebook all day. But that walk on water. And so I've been trying to say, I'm going to be preaching on the crystal sea, sort of like Peter.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting it. Nobody's appreciating it.
David, we appreciate it, man.
Well, I saw one yesterday where the mom says to the child that you can have a TV in your room when you can walk on water. And so the child comes and brings 2 packages of water and gets up there and walks on the packages of the water.
They'll always find a way.
Gotta watch what you say to them.
That's it.
David, you guys are located off 19, right next to Advantage Specialties. Is that correct?
Correct.
So maybe give us a little bit more about the location and how folks can connect with you.
Certainly you go to our website, gracebaptisthuntsville.com. That should be easy enough, gracebaptisthuntsville.com. The church is located on the south end of Highway 19, the very end. For those of us living in Huntsville, we have to start navigating that U-turn like we do in Houston. But you take down there and turn back around and come back up the north side. And we're about a half a mile up on the north side on 19, up Little White Church up on the hill, next to Big D Marine Boat Store and Advantage Specialties.
Awesome. Well, it's David Beaty doing great work here in this community, a very humble man, and it's been such a privilege, David, for me over 4 years to get to know you. I know that Kaye and Rick know you as well, and we're so thankful for your service here in Huntsville, obviously through the church, which is the most important, but, you do a few other things. Is it okay if I give you an opportunity to kind of plug AIM? Do you mind doing that? I know you're here for the church, but tell us kind of a couple other things that you do.
Well, my entire adult ministry, I've been what's referred to as bivocational. I've pastored. I've been a pastor since I was 24, and that's been 10 years now.
Like, man, David.
Math is not your strong suit.
I was like, what are you drinking, man? I need some of that in my Sprite this morning.
But early on in my ministry, I had the opportunity to start working with a wonderful man, a State Farm agent named Paul Elson, and he's still friends of mine today. And they were just great people to work with. Actually, my first year of selling insurance, I started selling combined. Most people have no idea what that is, but I was actually selling it door to door. That infamous door to door insurance salesman.
I did that for Family Heritage. You remember that company? Globe Life bought them out, Supplemental.
Yeah.
I went with this guy named Rudy. Love him. He taught me a lot, and I feel so bad that I had this broadcasting aspiration, so I left him to be here in Sam Houston. But because you mentioned it, and I'll forget because my brain goes 100 miles an hour. Rudy would walk. This is crazy. Rudy, you probably don't watch this program, but he'd laugh. We went to Taylor, Texas. He goes, I haven't been over here in a while. I want you to kind of be the guy in Taylor. And Rudy's with Family Heritage, one of their top agents. He's been doing it forever. And you got to have some pretty thick skin going door to door out of the blue. And they taught us this really awesome pitch, and it was genuine. That's what I loved about it. And they were a faith-based company. Family Heritage was faith-based. Their CEO, and I don't know how it is with Globe Life now, but their CEO is a Christian. There's a great Christian, you know, I wouldn't say Christian base, but it felt like it was because everybody had that attitude to them. But I'll never forget, Rudy, we're just, the first house we go to, man, this house, and I'm not judging, man, because, you know, I've grown up in I wouldn't say like rough places, but it's been tough. But we show up, and it's one of those houses where you got like the pit bull outside, and I don't want to say chained up because the dog was in good health. It wasn't like they were mistreating the dog. They just have a fence for it. But it was this tough-looking pit bull, and it was on like one of these little ropes. I'm not a fan of that. Like, you need to have a fence, by the way. And these guys are barbecuing in their back. The house is falling apart. There's barbecue going. There's beer bottles everywhere. These guys look like they're already 2 sheets under the wind. And Rudy walks up, and he is a Vietnamese guy, all right? Well, he walks up, starts speaking Spanish. And I was like, how did you? He's like, oh, watch this. And and all of a sudden, before I know it, like these guys look like they're about to attack us. They're all friends. Rudy's joking. He's like, hey, hey. He ends up getting the number of the guy that used to live there. We go to the guy's house. He's in bed. Guy's been battling diabetes bad. And he goes, yeah, I remember you, Rudy, when you came through here 20 years ago. Ended up selling him and his family like $500 a month for the whole family supplemental. And the guy was like, I've been praying that you'd come back to see me. And I was like, how does this guy do it? And then we go to another area in Taylor, and it was in the back of a mobile home park. And we go to the back, and nothing on, you know, if you live in a mobile, that's fine. You know, people have to have a place to live. But we go, and I was like, there's no way that someone's going to be interested in this, Rudy. It's like, no, watch this. The garage door, we went to a mobile home, sold a plan there to a lady. And she's like, my daddy used to have y'all. And it's one of those kind of building on.
Right.
And the thing was they would pay back the premiums you didn't use. And because they had paid back people that never used it, he built trust in that community. Oh, yeah, my daddy had it. You brought him a check for $15,000 out of nowhere. Well, he paid that money. He never used it, so he got it back. But the other one, and this is the one that I thought of, and I didn't mean to, I'm not trying to steal your conversation, David, but there was a house we went to. The garage door was open. I start to walk to the front door. He grabs me by and he's like, nope, we're going through the garage and we're knocking on that door. And I was like, no, man. He goes, no, watch this. I said, dude, if you came to my house like that, I'd Jason Thompson Guardian Defense style you.
Yeah.
Well, sure enough, the lady come, can I help you? What are you doing in my garage? Oh, well, I just thought the door was open. I thought you were inviting us in. We go in and sell her a policy. I was like, this dude, how? And then finally, the one day we're going around, a guy comes out and he goes inside, says, get off my property, and goes inside and grabs a gun. And Rudy told me, he's like, 20 years of doing this, I've never had a gun pulled on me, but I have now. So anyways, David, it's a tough business to be in.
That door-to-door one sure is. That. Yeah. I saw an ad for this State Farm agent that was looking for a sub-agent, and I went and applied and didn't get the job. So, okay. Well, I'm out late at night on a whatever night and trying to knock on doors, collect premium, and sell a new policy. It's raining in Washington. Lo and behold, who'd ever think that it's raining in Washington? And I just stepped in a big old mud puddle. And I get this phone call. So this is a blast from the past. Well, I have no idea who it is. It was that agent that I had interviewed with. And he said, would you like to come work for me? As I shake the water off my boot. I said, sure I would. And so I've almost... as long as I've been in ministry, I've had insurance experience, and then, as I said, about 5 years ago, I stepped out. I was a prison chaplain, and I stepped out from there and opened an insurance agency here in town.
AIM Agencies.
AIM Agencies, and I've been there for 5 years now, and had an opportunity to help Just Styling here the other day. Just great opportunities to help different businesses and people in our community. We've expanded to Houston. I have an office in Houston as well, and it's a Latino office, and we help. That's actually a multi-service office where we're helping the Latino community accomplish things that they can't do on their own.
That's
typically.
great. Well, it's AIM Agencies. How can folks find out more information about the insurance agency, David?
AIMagencies.com.
There you go.
CIES.
So AIMagencies.com, and David Beaty there to take care of it. And if there's something David can't, because you've helped me on a few things, but you've pointed me in the right direction. And so I always tell folks, if you know somebody who's in a specific industry, and even if you have an inkling of a question, pick up the phone and call them, and they'll guide you in the right direction. Kaye, any questions that maybe you have? I know you've known David for a while as well, so maybe anything that you wanted to add or any questions you wanted to ask?
What are you most thankful for today?
That the weather's nice enough, I might be able to go flying.
David, what does it cost? Like, if I wanted to hop in a plane with you, what do I got to pony up?
Oh, well, fuel prices are going up. Hate to tell you guys that, but I believe the last when I was in there just a few weeks ago, to rent his 172, wage 172 over there, he charges 157. That includes the fuel.
And that's hourly? That's not bad.
Not too bad. Not for a thrill of a life like that. Right?
So if we put together something here, what would a minimum be, David? Like, what would it be? Like a 2 hour minimum?
He says it's 15-minute minimum.
Yeah.
You can't do anything in 15 minutes.
Sure.
So half-hour minimum, but is the minimums. But it's a lot of fun. Even most of the time when I go up flying, I'm just fly around Huntsville and take pictures of the new stadium and go down, go down 45 a little bit, see what's that way. I think the next time I'm going to go fly. I'm going to go fly over Trinity and get a picture of Frank's Taco Stand or whatever.
Yeah, cool. I'd love that. Well, the reason I asked, we need to get we'll get someone to sponsor this. I'm sure a business out, but I'm serious about this. Like, I'd like to give away on this show a package to where if you're interested in doing it, and we'll pay for it, we'll get someone to sponsor it, is to take someone up and fly. I don't know if you can do that. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but that'd be great to do that.
I will put a disclaimer out there because I'm not a commercial pilot. I can't charge to fly, but we can talk about what can be done.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Well, we'll figure something out.
That's official on the record. I can't charge to fly.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, I would love to do some sort of a giveaway at some capacity. We'll figure out how to do that, because you can have a sponsored flight, I'm sure. So we'll figure that out. David knows the ins and outs. I don't want to get him in trouble. So, but we'll figure.
I don't want the FAA starting to knock on the door down here and say, "Hey, what do we hear on Hello Huntsville?"
What's up with this, brother Beaty? We heard about downtown Huntsville, Texas, down here now. So not going to happen. So, well, David, thank you, man. It's so great to have you on, and
pleasure to be here.
We'll continue to pray for all the great things that are happening. Again, check out Grace Baptist 11th this Sunday at 11 a.m. And David will not take the Skittles. Don't worry, we're not giving those away, David. To David.
0 degree right here. Freeze dried Skittles.
There you go.
What do they have to do to get them?
They're going to text in. All you got to do is text in the word thankful on our Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line, 936-339-0139. We'll be calling a winner at the end of the show. So
this Sunday, February 11th at 11, and a big old potluck dinner, fried chicken, brisket are always our mainstays, and all the fixings to go along. We have the best potlucks. I've been to some other churches around the area as potlucks. We have the best potlucks around.
There you go. So
and then a free gift for everybody in attendance. Thanks for letting me be on.
You bet. And David's not going to keep you till 5:30. I know the Super Bowl gets started at 5:30, so David's going to get you out of there before 5:30. So don't worry. You got plenty of time to go to church, to eat, to mingle, and then get back home and watch the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
And nobody's better cooked than the church ladies.
That's right. Those church ladies whip it up good. So, well, let's take a break. One final break. We'll have Rick hopping back on us with us here on the back end. Again, appreciate David Beaty on here today with us from Grace Baptist Church. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. More to come. This is your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville. We'll be right back after this.
Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are. Third location on Veterans Memorial, coming soon. Visit tpms.life for more information. Education you can trust.
Trendsetters, join me in welcoming Abby from the Color Bar, the ultimate destination for a fresh look in 2024.
Excited to be here, Rob. We're transforming styles with the latest Bellamy extensions and vibrant colors.
Tell us about these game-changing extensions and the vibe for the new year.
With Bellamy's range and our unique color palette, everyone can find their perfect style. Think bold reds and chic pastels for 2024.
And the deals?
We're offering special financing on extensions and a complimentary conditioning with any color service in January.
Abby, how can listeners join in?
Well, that's easy. They can just visit colorbartx.com or call us at 936-439-4972. We're in Huntsville and Conroe, ready to make your year stunning.
Thanks, Abby. Folks, don't wait to reinvent yourself with the Color Bar's Bellamy magic. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
So, re-intro here is called Have Belief. And I'm going to have some belief today that, you know what, things are always going to be good here in Huntsville.
That's right.
That's my belief today, is that as long as we lift each other up and encourage each other every day and just look on the positive thing. You know, there's so much negativity that we can focus on. And I was talking to someone one day, and they were just telling me, well, this is happening and that's happening. I said, it's because you focus on that stuff. And you can literally change that mindset by just saying, you know what, I know that negative things happen, and you can't deny the things that happen, but you don't have to be a victim of that circumstance. Just push it aside and say, you know what, I'm going to set my eyes on something else.
That's what Kaye said right after we got married.
Yeah, because I know at first, like I saw her hands. I remember I remember seeing this on an old VHS of y'all's wedding, and she was just pushing. And then all of a sudden she said, you know what, I don't have to be really involved in that circumstance, but I'm just going to set my eyes. I'm just kidding.
Right.
That's terrible.
So the Wednesday wisdom for today.
Yes, what do we got?
Is mindset, you don't have bad days. You have bad moments.
I like that.
So people a lot of times say, oh, I've had a horrible, horrible day. Well, not probably every single second of that day was horrible, but you had bad moments in that day. So.
Yeah, I was thinking that. It's so funny you thought that, because the other day I was telling Bri, I've had a bad day today. I didn't have a bad day. I had bad moments. How could you have a bad day when you got sweet little children, for parents out there? How could you have a bad day?
You had such cute kids.
But I'm talking about any parent, How could you have a bad day? There's Ray Hernandez, Huntsville, Walker County Chamber, driving by. Just how could you have a bad day when you got so many blessings around your life? And you're exactly right, Kaye. And I've fell victim of that so many times, saying, oh, today's been a bad day.
Oh, I've done it too. But when I heard that when I've been working on that lately, because somebody said something, you have bad moments. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's just, the whole day wasn't bad. It was just, oh, that moment was really bad.
Yeah.
But
and some days it feels like you have a collective whole mop bucket of bad moments. And that's when it feels like it's a bad day, because it's just, have you ever had those days where it's just one thing after another? Mm-hmm. You get this done. I'm sitting here yesterday. Braylon's sick. I had to kind of reshuffle our day because she wasn't feeling well, and it's understandable. You can't have sick children at a child care facility. You guys do a great. Y'all called right away. By the way, Miss Gloria is so awesome. I just wanted to. Y'all have such great staff, but it's so funny. I had forgotten to bring some diapers for Braylon, and I knew she was running low. Well, Mr. Ignorant here, I walk in at like 12:30. All the babies are sleeping. I was like, oh, I need to go over to the main house. I walk in and I hear this beautiful music, and I look, and y'all have it very secure, obviously. But as a parent, we have the access to bring our children and drop them off, and then you've got the secure door there. But I just kind of looked in, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't be in here. All the babies are sleeping, and one of the teachers was like, no. And so I took it over to the main office, and Charlotte got me taken care of. But Braylon has been coming home and singing songs. I'm like, and then I was like, oh, she got it from Tomorrow's Promise. She was saying, God our Father, God our Father. And the only thing, Kaye, I just got to put you on blast, so I do. I'm not going to put it in the good, bad, and ugly. I'm going to do it here on the show. Braylon came home and started saying, Devin. I said, Devin, who's this? And so I asked Miss Gloria, I said, who's Devin? It's a little boy in our class. I said, not so fast, Devin. Call me in 25 years.
25?
Yeah. Wow. So, no, but I'm just joking, obviously. But Miss Gloria is so great. I went to pick her up, and they're all playing games and jumping. And Braylon she's always had a lot of life and energy, and we're so blessed with our children. But I am seeing so much fruit from what your staff is investing in our children.
Thank you.
And I pick up Braylon. They called because, she was sick. Now, that morning she was feeling, you could tell something was off, and she felt okay to me. And then later that morning, they were like, hey, and they checked her that morning. She didn't have a fever, but then later on in the day she had acquired one. I knew something was going on because she felt weird. And but I walk in, it was funny, Miss Gloria goes, well, she just kind of been lagging around, and, we wanted to check her fever again, and sure enough, she had one, and she's like, she wasn't doing her work today. I was like, doing her work? I was like, this is awesome. My child's not even 3, and, she's doing work, which is so cool. Yeah.
That's what we call the lessons and things.
Yeah.
And they think they're just playing.
Exactly.
But, they want to grow up and be like you, so you go off to work each day. So it's being respectful to call what they're doing is work, because their play is their work to become an adult.
So yeah, that's what Ms. Gloria was like. She wasn't doing her work today, and I was like, "This is awesome. My child is doing work, schoolwork, learning, but fun."
But ideally, when you grow up, you should find a job that you enjoy doing, and it shouldn't be like work is a 4-letter word. It should be like play is a 4-letter word.
It is a 4-letter word.
Well, before we
bad 4-letter word.
Yeah. Well, before we get to our Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line, all you science guys out there, Bill Nye the Science Guy. That's goofy, actually. Today is your day. It's National Periodic Table Day. Oh, baby, H2O. I'm excited.
I don't remember having to
That's
memorize
not
that.
on the periodic table.
Is it not? Michelle over here. Excuse me, our LEAP ambassador over here. That is not on the periodic table, Mr. Hip.
Well,
sorry, Michelle.
The two components are.
Did you hear Michelle? She just whispered. She goes, "You're ignorant." That was terrible. Did you hear that? She did not do that. By the way, Michelle and I have been working on so many projects, and we are today, Michelle, don't let me forget, we're going to put this in our project list. We are going to measure some things here in the studio, and we are going to officially get Michelle wired up over there, so next week she can start being part of the show.
She's going to be wired?
Yeah, she'll be wired. Monday, Wednesday. And y'all are so blessed. She's only here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
I'm pretty blessed anyway. With Kaye most of the time.
Yeah, but, it's cool to have Michelle hanging out with us. I just feel like she's over there and by her own little world in the corner. And it's like, poor Kyle, he's like, you can't give the poor girl a lifetime plastic chair. So he brought her in a nice gaming chair.
Yeah.
I mean, this is cool. So anyways, yeah, we're going to get Michelle active. Yeah, so it's National Periodic Table Day. That's how all this discussion started.
I actually have a periodic table on top of my computer at home.
PB. I know what PB is. That's lead.
That's right.
And you know how I knew that? Because it's a Learning RX thing that I didn't even know I had back in the day. I associated PB with peanut butter, and somehow peanut butter led me to know that was PB. And that's what I did.
What's gold?
Yeah, gold. AG.
AU. Very close.
Well, I meant like, hey, G, it's AU. That's what I meant. I called you G. I was like, hey, G, it's AU. Is what you didn't let me finish. G.
Sorry.
So, yeah.
Sorry.
What's chlorine?
Cl.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is that one that's on there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's dynamite?
That's not it's a compound, so it's not an element.
You know what's cool? This is your day because, Rick, you were in chemical things, weren't you? Weren't you like a chemical engineer?
No.
You weren't?
Mm-mm.
But didn't you work back in the day? Like something?
I used to work, yeah. No, I don't.
Naga, you ever seen Office Space?
Yeah.
I love this part. They're trying to like say this guy's last name, and they were letting. Did you ever see this, Kaye? They're letting everybody go at this. The company and whatever was Intex or whatever. The consultants are in there, and they're like, Peter. They were saying all these names, and there was Samir was his name, and his last name was like Nagas. Something. I don't remember his last name, but the consultants are going Naga. They're trying to say his last name Naga, and then they go, well, I'm not going to work here anymore, anyways. And they're like, he's gone. And then they get to Peter, who's like this guy who doesn't do anything, and they're like, now that's one. Peter, boy, he's opened up our eyes. And the boss is like, I don't know about this one. If you haven't seen Office Space,
it was a funny movie.
There's some savory moments in that movie. That's the word.
Savory?
Of the day. Some savory moments. But if you get a chance, it's a pretty funny movie.
You might want to look up to see what savory means.
Yeah, maybe so.
It's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, yeah. Sorry. Sometimes I use words and I have no idea. What they
That's all right. So do I.
Need to go back and see Lisa somewhere.
Yeah, we'll go back and see Lisa at Learning RX. HP Soundcraft joined us. He said the Office Space is awesome. All right, let's head over to Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. We have our winner today. Some Skittles coming your way.
But they are savory.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I got some music playing still here. Here we go. Rick, you want to take this one?
Good morning, guys.
Oh, good morning. Do we know us?
Do we?
Yeah, I'm sitting there watching you right now.
Oh, my Lord. Am I covered up?
Do we know us?
Yes. This is Linda Horn.
Linda, congratulations. The winner today. You've won before, Linda. Once, right? Have you won twice or just once?
No, just one.
We're sharing these.
Linda, are you able to eat candy? Because these freeze-dried Skittles are the best.
Oh, I tell you what, I'll eat a few, but I'll have those here for the grandkids.
Oh, they're going to love them.
They will.
Linda, so.
Oh, yeah, they do. They hit that freeze-dried booth every time they come to town.
Oh, there you
so
go.
do I.
Yeah. Well, Linda, it's so good to hear from you. How are you and your husband doing? How's everything going here in Huntsville?
Doing really good. We're hanging in there. Got some yard work done yesterday. Going to go out and work flower beds this morning. So things are good.
Well, wonderful. And you guys have been in Huntsville now just, not terribly long, right? It's been a couple of years now. Is that right?
Oh, no, we've been here actually 23 years.
Oh, well, I was way off.
Yeah. Oh, not 23. I'm sorry. It's been 11 years.
11 years. Okay. All right.
Yeah, 11 years.
Well, I'm sorry.
We've been married 23 years, but we got here as fast as we could.
Okay. Well, there was someone else that I'd met that's won on this show before, and they'd only been here for like a year, and her name was Linda, and I'm trying to remember who that was. So good thing I'm going to Learning RX today, Linda, so I can figure this out. Well, hey, we've got them for you. I'll tell you what, we'll send you a link right as soon as we wrap up the show today about how you can pick these up. And congratulations from 0 Degree Candy.
Thank you very much. I
got
appreciate that.
Kay's got a word for you.
What are you thankful for today?
I am thankful for our family.
Amen.
Our family has been through a turmoil, and we're on the upswing.
Well, amen. Well, we're going to keep you in our prayers, Linda. You know what I love about Huntsville is you can tell people that you love them, and we want you to know that we love you and your family, and anything that you need, you just please reach out to us, all right?
You got it. Thank you so much.
All righty. Well, there she is, Miss Linda. Congratulations. Thanks for texting in today.
You're welcome. Y'all have a great day.
You too. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye. Well, that's what I love about this community. Just so many good people.
Well,
and
Clay just came in. Clay Townsend, 0 Degrees, a great guy. Just came in and handed this for you to give away. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, it was because I was wondering. I can't keep giving away money and swag bags every day. And Clay was like, "Here, boom, got your Skittles."
He's a great guy.
He is. So Rick's almost right there with him.
No, I'll never be as good as Clay.
Cafe Texan, y'all going anytime? When's the next Cafe Texan?
We were there
day?
yesterday for the ribbon cutting.
How did that go? I was going to ask about that.
It was packed.
Well, I held the ribbon.
You did?
So, of course, it didn't go well.
I was at church work, and I had to watch Braylon all day yesterday, so I didn't get to make it. But I knew that it was a great event, a good time, a lot of folks out there. So
it was Standing room only.
That's great. Well, I'm going to miss Savannah. I know that she's moved on. She was on the show here a couple days, and so I know that they'll be looking, for someone over there. But so we wish Savannah the best of luck as she heads back to Houston. She's going to be heading back home to Houston, and we know that there's a lot of good things happening, good opportunities here in Huntsville for people to work and connect and have a lot of fun. So
we will need some teachers over at Academy soon.
Yeah, be on the lookout. We'll you know what we need to do, Michelle, but we'll put this in the project list. We need to put together a job section on Hello Huntsville, and we'll put that on when y'all are ready, and we'll obviously put out an article highlighting.
We're ready. We have an opening date. We're planning on opening March 1st.
There you go. March 1st, it will be open. The Academy.
Just about long enough to get somebody trained.
There you go. And y'all, there's going to be room for a lot of children, 150 children, as y'all continue to grow and expand. Is that right?
When licensing came out, she said 136, but that is not the whole facility. That is just what we will have ready.
Wow, that's a lot of children. So it's going to be a great day.
Going to be our main building, but our secondary building is not done yet.
Do y'all have that little portable, like that little tiny, real tiny little portable building that you put lawnmowers in? Is that going to be where you put Rick? Are y'all building one of those?
That's my office. There's a big field up behind there, about 300 yards back in the forest.
You're like Willie from The Simpsons. You got your little shed back there at the tractor, and you roam the school grounds and come clean up the puke from the children.
I don't think I can stop with that Scottish accent.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, he puked. I can't even do it. It's horrible, Rick. Can you do it?
No, I can't do it.
All right, we'll have to put a clip of that on there sometime.
Well, if parents would keep their children home when they're sick, then we won't have them puking at the school.
That's right.
Don't send them sick.
But here's the deal. Anytime you put children in a facility anywhere, there's a chance that they need to, but it's good because they need to build up their immunity. Yeah.
Actually, you're contagious 3 days usually before you show any symptoms of anything.
That's why I've been twitching. I have had some weird twitching illness lately.
But when I was a child, I wasn't around any other children before school, and so when I first went to school, I was sick all the time because I didn't have that immunity build up.
That's a tick.
Yeah. I'm ignoring both of you.
It's that community immunity. Do they still have pox parties?
No, not that I know of.
They don't do that anymore? Hey, Billy's got chicken pox. Come on. And
they have a vaccine for that nowadays.
Don't have the pox party anymore. You don't need it, Rick. All right. I got that weird thing going on in my shoulder. All right, let's take it the day off. We're done.
Well, are we?
There's no breaks.
People are going, about time.
Yeah, about time. Hey, get to work. We love you, Huntsville. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Our friends from the Color Bar joining us here. And then we'll be on Friday as well with Billy Cawthon and Jamie Salas from Osterbury Storage. She is bringing Rick. If you want to come, Kaye, you're invited too.
We're going to be
I'll
in
be out of
Florida.
town.
Save us some.
Where are y'all going?
Florida.
We have a conference in Florida.
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 Oh, can you please get some gold chains and say Florida, Rick, and get a gold grill, and some bling in your ear, please.
You mean when I come back next Wednesday?
Yes, go jam out to Florida.
I don't think
that's
a
rapper. You know that Florida?
Florida.
Oh, Rick.
I'm flying. I ain't running in my car.
He ain't flowing, baby.
I'm flying.
Oh, you are flying. All right, let's go. We're done. Friends, have a great day. We love you, Huntsville. Thanks for being with us. Remember to make a difference out there and every broadcast. I know we have fun, but the serious thing is, friends, that we truly aren't strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement and lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you today. We love you, Huntsville. God bless you. Have a wonderful, beautiful Wednesday. Big thanks to Kaye and Rick Boehning. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. More information online about the educational experts in our community at tpms.life. We'll see you next time. Have a blessed day, everyone.